It's cold and snowy outside, but in the MediaPlex, we've got some hot news to keep you toasty. I'm April Colby, and you're watching MediaPlex News Now, YouTube edition. Before we called the MediaPlex home, the Victoria Street building housed the Salvation Army. A chapel and a charitable drop-in center seems miles away from the busyness of a working newsroom. Reporter Greg Moore attended a dedication ceremony to recognize the historical significance.
The connection between the past and the future was commemorated Wednesday at the St. Clair College MediaPlex. The state-of-the-art facility in downtown Windsor was the former home of the Salvation Army. The college renovated the rundown building with federal stimulus funding last year. A classroom was dedicated to Sally Ann's former minister, Brigadier Sir Robert Gillingham.
Marvelous what they've done with the building, outside and inside. I just can't imagine. The architect must have had daydreams or night dreams.
Along with his connection to the building, 3 of Gillingham's 4 daughters have been professors at the college, with one still teaching in the nursing program. Daughter Shirley Freeman was there with other family members for the ceremony.
My dad did come to the opening of the center as the president had talked to us about it and suggested he come. And so we talked to him a lot about the connection with this building. 3 of his 4 daughters were married here. When we found out what they were doing with it and how beautiful it is, we were just thrilled.
Dr. John Strasser, president of the college, says he sees a connection between the 2 organizations.
The Salvation Army had this site from 1952 to 1996. It closed in 81, opened again in 82. It provided counseling services and correctional services, substance abuse treatment services. So it occupied this site for a long period in the history of Windsor, from the 50s actually till almost the turn of the century. So the fact that our MediaPlex is located at the same type of site is a natural fit.
Reporting for MediaPlex News Now, I'm Greg Moore.
Reporter Matt Weingarten had a chance to sit in on a forum addressing the problem of bullying in our schools. Here's his report.
Every child has the right to feel safe at home, at school, and in the community, and bullying has become an ever-increasing problem. A forum on bullying in primary schools was well attended by parents, students, and teachers November 30th at the downtown branch of Windsor Public Library. The session, entitled "What's Wrong with Being Polite?" was put on by St. Clair College in conjunction with the Greater Essex County District School Board. Today's forum was a chance for everyone to learn about the long-lasting effects bullying has on those who bully and those who are victimized. The organizers say the more often the anti-bullying message gets out, the better, and education is key. The Honorable Justice Lloyd Dean was the keynote speaker. He talked about the long-reaching effects bullying has on students and how making the right choices when you are young can make all the difference.
When I was your age, I made mistakes. I said things that I shouldn't have said to people. Yes, I did. But almost every time I made a bad choice, there was someone there to correct me.
According to the Stats Canada website, approximately 15% of a given population in a school are directly involved in bullying. That leaves 85% as potential bystanders or silent majority. Constable Ann Hall of the Youth Branch of Windsor Police Services believes education of children at a young age is key to curbing this disturbing trend, as they are the ones who can affect change.
Education is number one, to educate the children on bullying and the consequences of bullying. We want to be proactive and prevent the bullying before it occurs, so to prevent from anyone being hurt or threatened or not feel safe.
The advent of bullying through social media has become an increasing challenge to Windsor Police Services.
I find kids give away their passwords and their phones. Like, everyone has access to everyone else's technology and devices, and it'd be very difficult in presenting evidence and who had that device at that time and press those buttons to do the cyberbullying. So it's very difficult to prove.
The forum was put on by St. Clair paralegal student Angela Ventura as part of her coursework on social justice in conjunction with Bullying Awareness Week. For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Matt Weingarten.
News Now reporter Hani Yassin slows down the pace with his coverage of the Positively Windsor art exhibit.
The Association of Representational Artists hosted their 7th annual art exhibit at Mackenzie Hall on November 19, ending on the 21st. More than 50 artists from Windsor and Essex County contributed more than 200 paintings to the exhibit, with styles ranging from the use of oils, acrylics, and mixed media to just simple paintings. According to Publicity Committee member Susan Dexter, the opening reception proved to be an immense success.
We had 300 to 400 people come through the doors of Mackenzie Hall last evening between 7 and 10. It was probably the best attended exhibit we've ever had.
Being the 7th annual exhibit, an initiative was taken by establishing a specific theme for the artists labeled Positively Windsor. The contributing artists were told to have at least one of their works reflect on a given theme by painting local churches, monuments, or even more city-defining sectors like the Ambassador Bridge. Dexter claims by establishing a theme, it gives local artists a chance to go out of their element and expand upon different creative territory.
Paint monuments, well, there's a painting of the mayor, paintings of things that these artists wouldn't normally attempt, so it stretched them beyond their normal boundaries.
The ARA plans to keep the Positively Windsor theme in the later years, reserving 25% of the exhibit for the particular sector. For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Hani Yassin.
Dreams of the historic Lancaster taking flight again are about to come to fruition. Taking off with the story is our own Christy Pierce.
Over 70 years have passed since the Lancaster FM-212 flew in World War II, and now, thanks to the Canadian Historical Aircraft Association, it will fly once again. Essex MP Jeff Watson announced November 19th the CH-2A will receive a grant over $700,000 from the Federal Economic Development Agency for Southern Ontario.
Our government understands, of course, the importance of investing in people in order to build a stronger and more competitive Canada. Now today, I am pleased to be here to tell you that once again, our government is investing in a brighter future for Canadians and for our region. That's why I'm pleased to announce, on behalf of the Honourable Gary Goodyear, Minister of State for FedDev Ontario, that our government is investing nearly $720,000 in renovating and refurbishing the museum hangar of the Canadian Historical Aircraft Association through Phase 2 of our Community Adjustment Fund.
The money will be used to renovate and refurbish their museum hangar located at Windsor Airport. This includes the restoration of the Lancaster bomber long displayed in Jackson Park. Raj Monsion, the project directors for Lancaster Restoration Project Group, said the project will take 10 to 15 years until the plane becomes airworthy.
Hopefully by the year 2013, we're going to have an engine running on that aircraft. Our number 4 engine is almost finished. We have to get it overhauled, and we're going to do an engine run-up on the aircraft itself. And I guarantee you that's going to bring a couple tears just to see it going again. Those engines haven't fired up since 1962, so that'll be very nice.
For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Christy Pierce.
I'm April Colby and want to thank you for tuning in. You've been watching MediaPlex News Now, YouTube edition.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.